And welcome back. I am joined now by my friend from over at the Moxie Cinema, Mike Stevens. Mike, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Of course, always love having you here. Now, we're almost halfway through October, and there's a lot of good films happening this month. So let's start with, there's a new one coming out starring Cate Blanchett, and it's called Tar. Tell me about this.
Yeah, this is such an exciting time of the year. This is when the Oscar movies really start rolling out.
Yeah.
This is going to be an Oscar contender for sure.
Yeah.
Her performance in this movie apparently is fantastic. So it's set in the modern classical world. She is a powerhouse conductor, composer, first female to be in charge of a German orchestra. So this very powerful person who also seems to be abusing her power, especially with her underlings. And so this kind of 2.5-hour movie where she's on screen every moment of it, examines the changing nature of power, a little bit about cancel culture, and also artistic integrity. Just a classic, big performance drama, kind of examining modern issues. Kind of Oscar movie for sure.
Okay, now really fast. So speaking of Oscar buzz, what other films have you seen this year that you think might also be contenders?
Oh man, so there is a movie coming up called The Banshees of Innishmen, which is by Martin McDonagh, who did 3 Billboards.
Okay.
Out of Ebbings, Missouri, not Ebbings, Missouri, but it's set in Missouri, ostensibly. Okay. And that stars Brandon Gleeson and Colin Farrell, the guys who were also in Bruges. So they revisit, it's not the same people, not the same characters, but you feel like you're almost watching In Bruges too. And that's definitely going to be part of the Oscar conversation as well.
I always love seeing like which films are going to, rise up and meet those, criteria. So it's always fascinating to me. Okay, another film you guys are showing this month is called Young Frankenstein. What do I need to know about this one?
So this is a free movie, part of our partnership with the library, the Horror series, and it is 1974 Mel Brooks movie, arguably his best. He considers it his best movie. It's his most disciplined movie, if that makes sense. It is a parody and an homage to classic monster movies from the 30s. And it follows the American grandson of Dr. Frankenstein, who calls himself Frankenstein in an effort to distance himself from his past.
Right.
But just a hilarious kind of parody of monster movies and fun.
Yeah, so with this being a little bit of an older film, you guys love showing both new and old films. Why is it so important for you over at the Moxie to be able to show that range?
Well, I think to understand what's on screen now and what it's really helpful to look back and say like, well, originally, like not only do I want to see Young Frankenstein, but I'd be very interested in seeing the original Frankenstein from the 30s.
Yeah.
And, so we're also playing The Mummy in the 1933 version with Boris Karloff. In early November. So we love showing old stuff as well as new stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just so exciting, and I think it expands people's horizons when it comes to the movies that they're watching. So
absolutely.
All right, so the third one is called The Good House. What do I need about this one?
Sigourney Weaver, Kevin Kline. It is based on a novel of the same name, and it follows a very successful New England realtor who has this compartmentalized life that starts to fall apart. And so it is a reckoning. She is forced to reckon with somebody that she's avoided for decades, and that's herself. Kind of the choices she's made and some of the decisions and how she interacts with people and her drinking. But it's also a love story with Kevin Kline, so it's kind of a dramedy. And we've had a lot of people talking about it because they've read the book, the novel. So it's very much an adult movie in the sense of you can tell it was a novel, very well thought out, characters very well developed, and her performance is great. Very lived in, very believable. You feel like you're watching this person. Yeah,
and just to clarify, this is a new film?
It's a new film.
Okay, very exciting. I always love seeing what she does because she's such an interesting actress. So it's just always interesting to see her on screen. So
I was very excited when I saw it at Sundance because I feel like it's a chance for her to really show us something we haven't seen from her, and she just does a fantastic
job. Yeah, absolutely. All right, the last thing we have to talk about. So with the Halloween season upon us, you guys have this classic creepy trio films that you're showing. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, last minute booking. We just felt like we needed just a little bit more creepy in October. So we are showing Diabolique, which is a French film from 1955 that is a proto-horror film, kind of a Hitchcockian thriller, as well as David Cronenberg's The Brood, one of his early films. He of course, did Scanners and then Eyes Without a Face, which is one of the all-time creepiest movies of all time, about a plastic surgeon who's trying to replace his daughter's face after a horrific accident.
Huh, it sounds interesting, and I really hope
1960,
people
yeah.
come and check those films out. All right, Mike, tell me, if people want more information from the Moxie, where can they go to do that?
You can always check out moxiecinema.com. That's the best place.
All right, go check it out, moxiecinema.com. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to all of you, go check out a film that you wouldn't normally see over at the Moxie Cinema. We'll be right back.